robots. It's a game about colonizing planets. We're going to start a new game. So we're going to start a campaign game. And we're going to start on this random planet. We have loads of different seeds we can use that just vary the way the distribution of resources and so on. And away we go. So we land on the planet.
So it's like a pixelated style?
Yeah, we've gone for a sort of lo-fi, everything's sort of quite simplistic shapes, but with beveling as well to give it a bit of an extra edge. So if you land on the planet, first thing you do is the standard sort of stuff with resources, pick things up, and you can use resources like stones to chop down trees, and wood comes in rather handy. What I've done is I've saved the game to run into a little bit of a So I've started building a little workbench here. The way you do that is you build a chopping block as well. Put down a blueprint and then you add the resources that it tells you to add. But of course you don't want to do all this stuff yourself. This is why you're building the robots, because they're going to anything you can do, they can do. So I'm just building a robot at the moment. So I'm assembling the pieces on this. And over here I need to get a tree seed, add the tree seed, plank to make a robot head. So this is the crudest robot. He's made from wood. It's clockwork. And I made him up. So that's the first robot. I wind him up. And now I can teach him to do anything I want to do. So I'm going to chop down that tree, but rather than me do it, I'm going to show him how to chop down the tree. So I blow my whistle, tell him, look inside his brain, press record, and then I show him what I want him to do. So I want you to go over here, find a tree, chop it down.
That reminds me a bit of the Settlers, where you also have like wood and then you build houses, but here you are more building trees and...
Funny enough, I guess there are similarities to that. Because you do end up building houses for colonists, which we'll get onto in a sec. But the key difference here is the teaching and the programming of the robots. So I can put a loop around that. I can adjust the search area, so I can make it there, move it around there, so I want him to look purely in that space, chop down trees only in that space, and then I set him off he goes. And he'll do that until he runs out of steam. He's got no tool. So I give him my axe.
What does this question mean? He was showing a bubble with the question?
Correct, so he was basically swearing, it's actually the Q-bus.
Swearing,
it's the Q-bus swearing, funny enough. And he was showing you he was missing a tool. I showed you the tool he's missing. And so I gave him my axe.
Okay.
And so, they'll communicate with you because you've got this little tab over here which allows you to see status. So he's currently got a green thumbs up, he's fine, and he's using his axe.
So it's not like in other games where you just click and then it's building. It's actually you have to think about what you need to build something, and then you have to give him from your inventory what he is missing to build.
Yes.
Interesting.
There's all these missions here that you take on different industries, forestry, robotics, and so on. Research that comes out of that. We've got this little Autonoutpedia which shows you all the things in the game and how to make them and how to get them. So
a little Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So we've got, for example, if you want to make a robot, it shows you that you need these pieces for the head. If I wanted to make, we start with stone tools, but later on there's like metal tools. So this is crude metal space, so you're not mining for metal. It shows you that I need a level 5 research unlocked first. So I need to do this research here, which I'm nowhere near that. The way you do research is with the colonists. So I'll show you another level I've built. This one's taken about a few hours. So colonists come out of this little gachapon. There's a seed. Take a little colonist seed, put it in the incubator, and I add food to generate a colonist. And then over here, I've got some colonists on the beach. They're living on the beach. You can see scattered around, there's all this love. The love they give you is when you make them happy. So if you make the colonists happy by fulfilling their needs, which initially is just food.
Which sounds a bit like SimCity in a way.
I guess, yes, that's true. We kind of use Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a template for that. All the colonists are randomly named after international desserts. So we have
Interesting.
Kuglov, Bakyan.
Okay.
I cannot pronounce that. Some of these desserts are fantastic. Anyway, so these are the colonists I've managed to rehydrate so far in order to progress my technology. And I can show you how far I've got with this one. I've got all these bots I've built. I've got these teams of bots I've built over here. So 2 people on berries, for example. You can see over here, they've got a little berry orchard I've built. And you can see that white box shows the area of operation. So they're planting and harvesting berries. Over here we've got a lumber yard and a forestry. So I've got robots over here who are growing trees, planting trees, chopping down trees, and then they're processing trees in this lumber yard, which I can kick off from the logs into planks, into poles. And as your technology increases, you get things like fixing pegs, and you can start making all sorts of things like box frames and panels and so on. So the pieces get more intricate. I can kick this off. They've stopped at the moment because they've filled everything up. I've deliberately built this so that I have to set it off. So I take a log out. That's made him realise that log thing's empty. It's not full anymore. I need to fill it up with a log. So he's gone off to get. Well, he's broken his tool. All right, so we've got the tool. Forgot about that. I've got this little tool workshop over here. So they're building tools for the robots.
Wow.
And the way I've done this is a sort of just-in-time system. So the way programming works, I can show you how the programming works. So if you look inside his brain.
I'm amazed how deep it is and how much things you have to consider. It's not just like, oh, let's click there, they command X and execute.
You can, yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of this stuff yourself.
Okay.
You don't want to, you want to automate this stuff. And so you learn.
That's why it's called Autobots. You are training your Autobots how to actually do it automatically.
Yeah, and make you redundant.
I understood the concept,
So
oh my god.
In theory, you won't be playing the game if you play it really well, because you've done it so well, everything's automated. Yes,
and that is how it's called, the way it's called.
Autonauts, yeah.
Auto stands for automatic, not for automobile or something.
No, and the noughts is more about like an astronaut or a... So it kind of squishes it together, and it's about automating...
Okay. Because if you think about Autonauts, I thought it's like Autobots, like Transformers and so on. Like,
we were, yeah. Well, it did cross my mind actually.
Really?
Yeah. So you can see how his program is working. He's waiting until his workbench is full, i.e. there's something, if you look closely, there's an axe there already.
Wow.
I can see that he's waiting until that's empty, then he'll go to the stick storage, he'll get a stick.
So you have even storage management?
Yes.
Oh my
god.
God.
I've got pallets of large things over here, so he's got the logs and the planks, take some planks out.
It feels a bit like it borrowed ideas and mechanisms from Minecraft, SimCity, and all those other games combined in one thing.
But the games we like, so yeah, that's probably. I hadn't really thought of it that way, but yes, we would have. So there's
I'm a retro guy. That is why I was invited to talk to you.
That makes sense. I've got robots making robots here. So if I wind that robot up, then programming will know that I've set this chain of motion, and off they go. So he's off to get the resources from over there. He's getting some planks and so on. Each one's building a piece of the robot. They're all putting the robots together, and then my army of robots is coming together.
Great.
And then over here, this is where I mentioned the colonists and why they're useful. You can only advance your tech with research. And the way you research is you build a research station, which is this, and you fuel it with love from the colonists. So by meeting the colonists' needs, they give you love. You use the love to research higher technology, which means you can evolve in technology.
Because they're motivated due to the love.
Yeah. So at the moment, the robots are feeding them when they're hungry. So if I take some love out of the storage, empty the storage, it sets these guys off. They're like, oh, hold on, the storage is empty. I'm off to get some food.
Okay, storage love.
I've put love in the storage there. So that
oh my god. If that was possible in real life, like, can I storage love for later needs? Yeah. That would be great.
So we've got storage of, we got a crate here with some love in it. So he's off getting the love. They're getting berries. You can see they're bringing over the berries over here to give to the folk.
Wow.
They're feeding the folk. They're all happy.
Wow,
they're do headstands.
Yeah.
So they're producing love. There's love everywhere. But you use the love to research. So I'm going to research. What am I going to research? I'm going to research stone. And that's going to give me some tools technology. And I can see from the research tools technology. Here we go. So that will unlock a sharpened stone, which gives me a crude blade. A wooden mallet, which you can use for bashing trees to get things out of the trees. Wow. And a fishing stick, so I can go fishing if I want to. And so yeah, I start feeding the love into the machine. Oh, I need a sample. I need a stone sample so the machine knows what to do.
I'm so amazed how much variety you put into it and how many things to consider.
So that's big. You can see the research going down there, some 18, 20. Of course, I can automate this by if I don't want to do this myself, I can get the bots to do all this for me, and I'll show you the next level of save.
So you're showing me development levels now.
This is one. These ones I've done earlier. This is about 10 to 15 hours worth. Obviously, I can't show you that in time.
That was the next question. How many hours do you have to put into effort to
much as you want. I mean, you get started fairly quickly. So within sort of 15 minutes, you can get your first bot going.
Oh, okay.
And there's a simple tutorial that shows you how to do this stuff. And once you get those systems, you start understanding how the systems work. And also, if you talk to other players about how they do their programming, they do it in a different way. Everyone has their own way of doing things. So this system here has got even bigger. As you can see, they're now living in houses. They've got clothes on as well, so we can see that this guy's still hungry because he's flashing red. He's not being fed because the system is ground to a halt, so I need to figure out why is my system ground to a halt. So it's an entirely elaborate system going on here with some canoes. There's the forestry still going on. I've got this, I've got some sheep. I've penned in some sheep. They get sheared. That wool goes into this system here. This is a nice little textiles factory I built. So they spin it into wool, the wool gets turned into blankets, the blankets turn into clothes or hats. There's also this cotton as well. There's rushes if you want to use rush cotton, there's different kinds of cloth. There's weeds which you can use for food or turn the roots into string.
There are different type of weeds, loose and not loose.
Yes, so these are the ones growing.
Okay.
And the loose ones have been harvested.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And then you use the loose weeds to make string. Over here, I've got a little kitchen going on. So they're using this robot here. Where are we? Food. There we go. You can see inside their brains. You can see his program's running at the moment, and he's sitting there waiting until until the pot is full of something. He's going to go and get some weeds. He's going to put them on there. He's going to mix them up with some berries to make some herby berries. They use the herby berries in turn to make stewed berries by cooking them. So you need the cooking tech, which you unlock through research. And then
this is so deep. It's incredible.
The next level, which is really crazy, and it's still not everything.
For me, it's crazy already. How many things? How many things?
This is about 24 hours worth.
Wow.
This has turned into a massive complex now. I've got windmills on the go, so the windmills are powering. So you can link up all the pulleys, and you power machines with the pulleys. And you hook them up to a power source, so a windmill or a water wheel. Over here you can see we've got clay being produced. They're mining for clay. They're producing these pots. They use these pots and they fire them in a kiln. They go over here to where's my kitchen? Right, the kitchen's expanded. We've got a bakery as well. So we've got the stewed berries that are used to make jam. In order to make jam, we need sugar. So we've got bees. We've got the bees producing the honey. So we've automated all that. The honey goes into there and produces jam. The jam gets taken over here to, in fact I can set this in motion. If I take that pie away, they'll realise that the pie's been taken away and off they go. So, they're all set off. The guy's gone over here, I'm running too fast for you now. This guy's gone over here to get some flour because they're producing flour from the wheat that we've grown. You can improve your wheat yield by fertilising and watering, and it's also tilling the soil, or you just grow it and it grows sort of erratically. But you can tell by the neater it is and the taller it is, the better you've grown it.
Wow.
So yeah, over here they've got the windmill that's producing the flour. He's taking the flour over here to produce pastry, which is using butter from the milk made from the cows, because we've started a dairy farm since then, I forgot to mention that. There's the dairy farm over there. I put some hats on the cows as well.
Wow.
I like hats on cows. We've got a Mark II bot there. There's lots of different types of bots. So we've unlocked that little blue one there with the smiley face. He's a Mark II bot. He's faster, more compact, a bit more brain space, and can carry and hold more.
So the more you progress in the game, the better your robots are?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And so you get different types. At the moment I've got loads of Mark 1s, but it's really easy to change the pieces. So for example, because there's a creative mode where you can just use, there's two types of creative mode. This is the campaign mode that has all missions and research and so on to follow. There's a mode that has none of that but allows you just to mess around. And there's one that has just every now and then. So it's kind of like cheating. If you
that's what I was asking earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have to go through all this, or do you have a different
the option.
type? Okay.
Set up what you like.
Okay.
So you can see some of the things that you've got. These are the upgrades, the storage upgrades,
Wow.
like a backpack, the speed upgrades, like a scooter. Or
Storage upgrade is like silos from Command and Conquer, where you would store it, where you do like we are out of storage space, but build some silos for more resources, for more money.
So we've been making big pies of it, yeah, the pastry and the berries.
I'm sorry, I'm a retro guy.
No, that's fine.
I'm getting remembered to all these other games I used to play.
A threshing machine on the go over here, some flour being produced. We've got, there's transportation as well, so we've got little wheelbarrows which they use. There's a dude over here with his wheelbarrow. They stack the stuff in the wheelbarrow and they can zoom it around and send this off. Yeah, they're all ground to a halt because everything's fulfilled. But the reason I know there's a problem is if I hover over him, he's hungry, he's after shelter, and he wants a toy. So these are the things you have to start automating. The industry is to get that working. So the food, he wants more food, he wants a better house, and it just keeps increasing and increasing. And it goes up through the tiers of the needs.
So should we start the second half now? We're asking some questions.
Go for it.
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about yourself. You're Garry Penn, and you actually are known to have worked for Psygnosis before?
I've worked for lots of different places, actually.
Well, a lot of others.
Yeah. I think most of it's on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, you'll find all the stuff there. So I've been doing this for 34 years, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to say you are an industry pioneer.
Yes, I was around when it was all fields.
Great.
Yes, that was very different back then.
Wow,
very different back then. It was very much like the Wild West, I guess, in some respects.
Wow, yeah. So how did you get the idea to make Autonauts, what we just saw?
It came from, so Aaron, who I work with, he's the programmer, there's only two of us. He was working on a farm, and he loved the way that the farmer had all these processes set up. And we like robots, and we like Factorio, and we like games like that. So the kind of two got them together. And more importantly, that also led to the idea of showing the bots what to do and then programming the bots. So we're trying to think about how are we going to automate this? We can do it like Factorio, but Factorio is already Factorio, so why would we want to do that again? Some robots, we do robots. And then, and we can maybe have like programming and you can show them what to do and you can build up the program.
Wow.
One of the great things about the programming, it builds up as you show them what to do. The coding is all built up and you start moving it around and editing it.
Some years ago, mass media said that strategy games are dead, and especially games where you have to put a lot of variety and you have to learn a lot and have a lot of options. Games nowadays are put off by that. They want to have quick games. So are you more aiming toward the retro gamers, like in their 30s like me, or 40s?
I hadn't really thought like that. We were sort of aiming for people who like the same stuff we do. So it's people who like things like Factorio or the sim games or any of that sort of thing, City Skylines, any of those sort of building games. What's nice about it is you can just mess around with it if you want to. The degree of programming that's involved is as complex as you want it to be. So you can do huge scripts if you want to, or you can do simple little scripts. The best way is actually to do it is to distribute the jobs among everybody. So when this gets going, it's like a little ant economy. You just set it all in motion. So if I take a pie out of there, for example, you'll see. Right, off he goes. So he's making butter. He's on the butter churn. He needs to get milk. So we follow this guy over here. He's off to get some milk from the barrels. The barrels are storing the milk. It's produced over here. You see them milking the cows, filling the barrels with milk. He's off to get some more milk.
There's another thing I noticed. You're borrowing a lot from games that we know, like Settlers, SimCity, The Sims. As you mentioned, you have to make people happy, like in Sims.
I don't think
Command and Conquer, like Silos.
And none of it's storage. It's all just stuff we like. So
it's all combined. So you were a guy who played a lot of those games when you were younger.
Oh, I played all sorts of games.
Oh, right.
I think the only games I don't play are. I don't play many war games. Weirdly, I'm not too fussed about war.
Okay, so you don't have violence in the game.
There's no violence in the game.
There's no.
It's deliberately nice. You don't kill the cows.
Other people who attack you or something.
No, we didn't want anything like that. We found from the early tests we did with the prototypes that it was. The thing that was really attaching to people was the fact that it was a chill game. There was no threat coming on. You didn't really have to do anything I've got to deal with this thing. If I don't deal with this thing, it was like, this is chill. I can take my time. I can do what I want in my own time. and we found that it was an important thing to keep moving forward. So
interestingly, SimCity was one of the first games that brought in violence in a way, like Godzilla was visiting the city, or you had a firestorm or something, and people were dying and all that stuff.
We did have the colonists dying, and it just didn't go down very well. When we were playing it, it just felt bad. It felt bad enough when you took the robots to pieces.
But it's interesting if you look back that back then it was something new, and now you say you don't want that because you figure out that it doesn't fit well to the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we've got families around, so it's nice to be able to play a game with your family without they go, no, don't look at this.
But is there a mission task or a goal? Can you complete the game in a way?
You can, yes. So this is the mode we're playing at the moment. And these are different industries that you need to target.
Okay.
They've all got different, they're basically missions. Some of them are unlocked through research.
Okay. Level 3 research. Okay, that's not unlocked yet.
Correct. So if I click on it, it'll take me to it.
Wow.
It shows me these are all the researches I need to do. And you can see the beekeeping technology is there. If I research the basic beehive, if I research the bee nest, I can get a basic beehive, which means I can start setting up an entire beekeeping thing. But I need 20,000 love for that.
Wow!
So that's a lot of love to generate. So you can rehydrate more colonists if you want to, or you can treat the other ones really well. But there comes a sort of balance where if you have too many colonists to feed, it's harder to maintain. If you have too few, the love doesn't come through as fast.
So you can actually lose also.
Not really. No, there's no
dead end.
No.
Interesting.
So the ultimate goal is to take them to transcendence. That comes through this pyramid here. It's roughly based on Maslow's pyramid of hierarchy of needs. The first one being food. That shows how many. We've got 1 who just needs level 1 needs food. We've got 9 at the moment who want leisure. So it means you've got to keep them fed, sheltered. The shelter runs out, so you can do repairs. Clothing, same with clothing. And leisure being toys and games. So at the moment they've got things like dolls.
So that is like modern society where you have electronic toys and all that stuff?
That'll be later on. So we're doing it in 2 or 3 stages. The first stage is the agricultural revolution. That takes you up to just before Steam. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is the Steam era. There's a lot going in that. So that's when you get... So the first part ends at metal. When you've just discovered metal, you've just built up the bloomery so you can manufacture the metal. It's crude metal, and you get the metal stuff started. That allows you to start researching things like coal, and once you've got the coal and the metal research, you move on to the steam age. So the next phase will have steam engines, stationary ones for powering things, also trains.
So you're kind of reliving what also happened in reality.
Yes. So we're not stuck too close into reality. We kind of use it as a loose time.
You touch it in a way.
So you start with the most basic of sticks and stones. So it's all stone tools. It's all really low tech.
Then you discover fire.
You do actually. Yeah, fire is one of the things you research. That gives you the power technology, which unlocks the whole tech tree of power, which leads you to ultimately lead you to electricity. That's further down the line. So you can see these guys here have got little plush ponies with little horse and cart plush pony things.
So we spoke a lot about game design. Why did you go for a blocky graphic style like Minecraft? It reminds me a lot of Minecraft. It's a lot of...
I like chunky stuff.
Okay.
I like sort of iconic stuff. I don't know.
But it's not pixelated.
No. We went for a sort of blocky slash... the beveled edges, I think, give it a nice finish.
Okay. That's interesting because most designers nowadays go for pixelated.
Yeah.
But most designers forget that back in the days you had CRT screens, so it would wash out the image. So it was never so pixelated as we remember it.
Right. And as much as I like pixels, I also like chunky, blocky things. So so I also made one over here.
Wow, nice, great.
That's the character you saw earlier, made out of felt.
Wow. I see. I'm amazed how you put all the best from all the games and from the modern games like Minecraft and put it all in one game. That's incredible.
It's probably because we've been playing games for so long. I think that's probably why. You end up being influenced by so many things over the years without even realising it.
I have played
it's
a lot.
Interesting you mentioned settlers. I don't ever consciously remember thinking of settlers, but I remember now you mention it. I'm thinking actually, I used to play settlers when it first came out on Amiga.
And it was the first game on PC that actually supported 2 mice at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
yeah. And it's interesting because you are coming at a time with your game where Ubisoft announced reboot of Settlers.
Yep.
Command & Conquer is rebooted,
Yep.
and now you're coming with the same sort of games, but you are reinventing the wheel and putting it all together. So you get gamers from all over the other games,
Yep.
and they discover something totally new with your product. That's my feeling.
That's great. No, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, and with some programming thrown in.
May I ask what platforms you are aiming? For me, it looks like a typical Switch game.
And funny enough, that gets said a lot. PC to start with.
Okay.
It's where we started. It's the best place to start.
Okay.
Decided, and then depending on how that goes, hopefully, things like Switch.
Wow. Okay.
We'll have to redesign the interface a bit.
Great. So may I ask, when do you plan to release the game? When do you plan to finish it?
We're nearly
I know
there.
that's a hard question because it's always getting delayed in a way.
Yeah, we're pretty much on track for the end of autumn. So
Yeah, we're currently aiming for autumn 2019. Within the next month, we should be able to announce the release date.